Can you imagine being a federal worker? Who gave this man a pen? These are American citizens that no longer have jobs because... Hi, I'm Dr. V. Boykin, a former single mom, stripper, felon, now keynote speaker, and author of Fix Your Face and Watch Your Tone, Women Know It's Needed. I help people from marginalized communities create more personal and professional equity. I can't even watch. I can't even believe what I'm seeing. And part of me thinks that's what they're hoping for, that we'll be so shocked we won't know how to react and therefore we will become immobilized. Who gave this man a pen and let him start signing orders? Can you imagine being a federal worker where you've got that good job, that federal job, and waking up to your entire department just being gone? These are American citizens that no longer have jobs because DEI is immoral and illegal and somehow wrong, which it seems to me that the only people that don't want to expand the potential hiring pool, that don't want to expand access to all, are the people most afraid to compete against the all. Like, what is this DEI hire? Because I don't have anyone I know that got a job because they were Black with no qualifications. It just doesn't happen that way. It doesn't. And if you were literally to make an objective list of someone's qualifications and remove the demographics from the top and then go one step further and just label them a cis white male, let's make them tall as well. And look at the qualifications, you probably would have hired that person too. You definitely wouldn't call them a DEI hire. So since when does the color or race or ethnicity of someone make them a DEI hire? In any more way that makes them more qualified or less qualified. We're simply asking for the chance to be assessed based on our qualifications. What is so scary about it? What's so illegal about it? My goodness, with all of the DEI woke agenda going on, have you seen the numbers of representation in management, in leadership, in the workplace? We're not gaining that much ground. We're not doing that much wrong. To you, super qualified or not qualified person? Because if you're qualified, would you really worry about it? But here's the one that really gets me. Let's talk about citizenship. It says that if a baby is born on American soil and the mom and dad aren't legal, then the child is not a legal citizen. Okay, I can follow their logic here. It goes against the grain and it goes against our history. I think it goes against our moral fiber, but let's follow it out. Here's the real insidious part. It also applies to children born to mothers who were lawful temporary residents and whose fathers were not citizens or lawful permanent residents. Can I talk to all the baby mamas out there just trying to get some child support? Do you know how the men can get ghost? So now we're going to punish women who are lawfully here, go through having a child, and then say that child is not a citizen. The mothers were lawfully here, but because of the acts of the patriarchy in that, so the woman who is the biological mother and gives birth on American soil and is here, legally here, has temporarily lawful residence here, that child is going to be impacted because of a father who is somewhere? Really? Does that make sense? Like, that makes almost as much sense as the Gulf of America. Oh, but wait, because I'm still reeling from the not American person doing the Hitler salute, which is illegal in Germany. They know best. And here's the deal. What Hitler represented was horrific for the world. The world knows how bad this is. But somehow we've got this guy with way too much money and now way too much power doing this from a main stage because he's all giddy and excited and his real self came out. Oops. You can't explain that away. You can't explain away the core of who someone is. But then I was watching the Hegseth confirmation hearing, and this guy gets on there and he's like, we all get drunk, we all cheat on our wives, and as long as we pray about it, I mean, by the grace of God, that little old lady there, she's been working her patushy off, making sure I can be a halfway decent man. Bless her. It sounds like when my son was like 5 years old and he came home from school saying he did something wrong, and then he said, but they were all doing it. And the first lesson I taught him, one of the first, was it doesn't matter what other people are doing. You are responsible for your own behavior. All of us have been carried out of this late night drunk. All of us cheated on our wives while they were pregnant, knocked up somebody else and brought them all together, sit around the fireplace. And this is not a diss on the accent, so don't get me wrong. This is what this man sounded like in my ears. Are you kidding me? But how does this actually translate into the workplace? Number one, in the actual workplace, people with DEI jobs who literally have been able to link profitability to belonging and productivity to having diverse opinions in the room and decreased attrition to being seen and included in conversations. Remember, every product you buy is woke, or you're not buying those pink and blue razors. You're not buying pink and blue toys. You're not buying pink and blue clothing. So you like woke products. Therefore, you must like the people that made them woke. But though those people are about to lose their jobs, talented people who have invested in education and steeped their practices in science. Does science matter anymore since there's only two genders and that totally conflicts with what science actually teaches us? Maybe science doesn't matter anymore. But how does that apply in the workplace? Those talented individuals are worried about their jobs. Companies should be worried about their bottom line. Remember the 21% profit gap when you don't have C-suites and the 15 to 35% profit gap when you don't have diverse teams? Companies need to be worried about this. The bottom line, the money-hungry people, you should be concerned. So that's one thing that's going on in the workplace. People are going to feel like they belong less, and they're going to spend time talking about these issues instead of getting their work done, because no matter how much you try and focus someone in on their job, if they're afraid of losing it, it causes distraction. So that's one of the ways this is not going to help. This is not making us great again. This is making us isolated again. It just doesn't make sense to me. What else is going to happen in the workplace? Well, besides the distraction, you're going to also have people that are very, very concerned about the course of the American government. They're going to be very concerned that you're not just coming for DEI, you're coming for basic human rights. Women and companies already had to put in place medical access reimbursements so that you could travel to get the care that you need because of what is being proposed to be stripped away and has already been stripped away. It's not America, space, exactly the way my individual religion has convinced me it should be. That's not what America was about. America was about escaping the requirement of government being fused with religion. When was it so great again? Because all of the women that I'm talking to that grew up in the 50s and prior are talking about the amount of medications they were on just to maintain their silence within the home. The uppers, the downers, the drinking. But that's okay, according to confirmation hearings. It just doesn't make sense. So I would love to hear in the comments how this makes sense. What I'd like you to do in your workplace is really focus in on insulating your peace, trying to do the best job that you can with all of the circumstances that are going on. Hopefully you can realize that not everyone feels this way. Hopefully, as you interact with people that you know feel this way, you're able to rebuild your heart, because dealing with people that you feel are inherently racist on a day-to-day basis is tough. It takes so much mental space. It is unfair, and there's nothing you can do about it because they hate you simply for existing. They want you to have less rights simply because of your gender. So everyone in the workplace, hang in there. And also I would suggest actively putting your resume together so you can find companies that are going to value you. Those are the ones that deserve you. So yes, I suggest mass exodus of employment from the companies that are divesting in DEI. I mean, they don't deserve your talent. And it sounds like they don't want it anyway. So what's the harm? Resume writing class, anyone? It might be time.